Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It is March 30th, 2020, and it is day one of our distance learning. Our agenda for today is I am going to go through Google Meet and the online code of conduct that I need you to complete. I'm going to talk about the daily summary activity you need to do, and then I'll get into an overview of what the week is going to look like for English. For homework, you'll see that you have two things that you need to do. The first is a Greek mythology story number 1, and the second is a goat pre-writing, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a few minutes. You'll see that both of them are due on April 9th. That's not this upcoming Thursday, it's next Thursday. So you do have some time to get those things completed. By the end of our week, you will know more about Google Meets, you'll know Greek mythology, and you'll know more about research. The skills you're going to need for this first week are thinking, watching, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. In other words, all the skills. And as always, your level of participation and effort is what you bring to the work that we're doing. The first thing I want to talk about is a document that I shared with families last Friday. And it's this secondary student checklist, secondary guardian checklist. So I emailed this out to everybody last week. And this is just a great way for you to get yourself organized. How does flex learning look? How does distance learning look? What should I be doing? So just really quickly, preparing for extended flex learning. I understand how to access my class assignments in Schoology. I know how to email my teachers if I have questions. I understand it is especially important to be up to date so that I'm prepared to work independently on an extended flex learning day. I know that I can contact my teacher by email at any time or access my teachers during office hours if I have questions. During the day, you need to check each of your courses in Schoology, follow the directions your teachers give you, complete and submit your assignments, ask your family for help if you need any help. If you have questions, make sure you're connecting with your teachers, submitting your work to your teachers in a timely manner, and at the end of the day, talk to your teachers about completing any work not done. And this piece ties into that daily summary I'm going to ask you to do. And then your families should be looking at what is how they can help support with this flex learning. All right, so we went through the agenda, we went through the student checklist. Now it's time to talk about Schoology and what Schoology looks like for you during our extended flex learning, and then we'll get into each of the assignments. So you'll see once you get into your class that you have the extended flex learning folder. Everything that you need to continue your learning will be in this folder, and it will be broken down by weeks. You'll also see on your main feed that there's still the link to books and audiobooks that you can read and listen to for free. So if you're interested in continuing your reading, your independent reading, this is a great resource for you. And I also left the Flipgrid link here. This was optional last week for students to get signed into Flipgrid and post your first response to the prompt that's in there. We will be using Flipgrid starting Friday for class. So please make sure that you have gone into Flipgrid, and if you don't already have a Flipgrid account, you set up a Flipgrid account and you join the correct hours prompt so that we can continue this on Friday. So please make sure you get the Flipgrid piece done. So when we go into extended learning and you open the folder, here's what you will see. So the first is the Contact Me page, and these are my Google Meet hours. So I will have office hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. every school day. And what I need you to do is you're going to go to this meeting ID from your Chromebook, or if you're calling in from a phone, here is the phone number you would dial and the PIN number that you would enter. Keeping in mind that I'm available via email at other times, and I will respond to emails within 24 hours during the school week. Truthfully, it'll be much quicker than that because my focus is on making sure that your learning is continuing. If you want to do a meet outside of my office hours, there's just something that you need me to explain to you or show to you on the computer, send me a quick email and I can set up an alternate time to do a meet so that we can stay connected and keep learning. The one thing I am requesting is please don't message me in Schoology. I get immediately, I get a notification that I have an email. Schoology is not exactly the easiest way or the quickest way to get a hold of me. All right, let's talk about your first assignment. The first assignment that I have for you is this office hours check-in. And here's what I need you to do. You are required to check in at least one time each week with me in my Google Meet. So I'm not saying it's every day, but at least one time this week and each week that we're doing distance learning, I need to see you face to face or hear your voice during my office hours. During this check-in, you can ask me questions that are connected to curriculum, or you can just share one thing that's happened during your week. And so this check-in is tied to our communication standard and it's graded. So this is a really easy for you, ladies and gentlemen. You just pick a time, maybe jot it down on a schedule, or you know you have a question, just pop into my office hours. I'm documenting on my rosters that you've done this, and it is a grade because I need to check in with you at least one time each week. And again, it can be more than one time, but at least one time between 11 and 1, Monday through Friday this week, I need to connect with you. So that's your first assignment. The other thing I want to talk about right now is this daily summary link. So one of the things with distance learning that can happen is it's even easier to procrastinate and put stuff off. But to have a schedule and knowing you have certain things you need to do each day is going to help you stay on track, which is one of those pieces that's on the checklist I showed you at the beginning. So every day, at the end of the day, when you know you are done with your distance learning, you are going to click on the link, again, that's in the extended learning folder, daily summary, and you're going to put in your last name, you're going to put in your first name, the date, and that is simply, it's going to look like this, 03/30/2020, 03/31/2020. Then what math work did you do today? If you didn't do any, you need to type in none. What science work did you do? What English work? What global studies work did you do? And then any questions for tomorrow's office hours. If you don't have any, go ahead and type none, and then you will submit the Google form. This will be checked the next day. So if you wait until 11:59 tonight, that's fine. But tomorrow, this document is going to be checked to make sure that people are filling out the summary. And that's going to be helpful for us to make sure that you're staying on track, and it's helpful for you to make sure that you're staying on track. So that's the daily summary. So again, my office hours, there's an office hours assignment you need to do, and then the daily summary you fill in at the end of each day. All right, let's get into the work you're going to be doing this week for English. So that's in this week 1, March 30th to April 3rd folder. So go ahead and open that up. And this is where you'll find the information for what you need. So what I've done to help you get a visual idea of what your week is going to look like, you can open up this week 1 planning checklist and you can see this is what you should get done every day this week. So today's Monday, and so you should be going through the Google Meet protocols, the distance learning code of conduct. You need to make sure that you understand the daily summary Google form, and then you've got the overview of the week in English. Tomorrow, when we start actual English work, you're going to be alternating. Part of your time is going to be focusing on mythology, and part of your work is going to be focusing on the goat writing activity. And it's broken up into very small chunks. And so then you'll see I've divided it, what activity you should do each day. And then Friday, you should be finishing up these two activities, and then there will be an exit slip for you to complete. So this gives you kind of a guideline for what it is that you need to do. The next thing that you'll find in the folder is the Distance Learning Student Code of Conduct. And this is what I talked about before. These are the things that you need to do before you start coming into office hours and talking with your teachers about the work that we're doing. So the first thing that you'll see is the online code of conduct document. So you'll click on this and you're going to read through the different online protocols. And this is how to be appropriate in a group online discussion and a group chat, so that you're making sure that you are appropriate. And so these are the guidelines for the protocols. And this is all about cyberbullying. Okay, we need to be respectful and kind in our discussion spaces. We aren't cyberbullying. So read through this document and make sure you understand what it's asking. Then you're going to go to the Code of Conduct Agreement form, and you're going to have to go out to the web to do this. It will take your email, and the questions are your last name, your first name. So I'm just going to start to fill this out, and then you'll go next. And then you'll see these are the same protocols that were in that document, and all you're doing is checking yes as you go through each one, and then you're going to initial at the end. So you need to go through the Code of Conduct Agreement, and that should be done sooner rather than later. And then the next thing that you have in this folder are the Google Meet protocols. And so when you come into a Google Meet, you have to remember you're most likely not going to be the only person in that shared space, and we want to make sure that we're respectful of everybody. So you want to set up your meeting space. You want to be in a quiet spot. You want a clean background. Okay, you don't want people distracted by the things behind you. You want to make sure that you're dressed for school, because there are going to be times when you're going to need to be on the camera and people will see you. Make sure you're well lit so people can see you, using headphones if possible. You need to be signed into your Osseo Apps account. So that's your username at apps.district279.org. And because the Chromebooks tend to, they get slower the more tabs you have open, only have the tabs open that you need, okay? To join your class meeting, use the Meet code in Schoology. Make sure that if you haven't done a Google Meet before, that you let Chrome allow your camera and your mic. And then as you're joining the meeting, please make sure that your microphone is on mute, and make sure that your camera is off to start, just so that it's not distracting. Remember, you're coming in and a conversation might be going on. So you just want to come in as silently as possible, and then you can join in as you're ready to do that. If you need to cough or take a drink, please mute your audio, okay, and potentially turn off your video. We just want to be respectful. Turn on captions. Change the layout to tiled, and I can show you when you come into to meet those different pieces. And then open up chat, because that's going to be a nice way for you to say, I have a question, without interrupting other people, and then people don't talk over each other. Keep in mind that the meet will be recorded to capture any questions and any learning. It will not be posted or published anywhere. It's just something that we do to help make sure that we have, sometimes there's a really good discussion, and it's nice to have that captured. So those are the Google Meet protocols. All right, let's talk about the 2 tasks that I have set for you for this week. The first one is Greek mythology. So when you open the Greek mythology folder, you're going to see the assignment. And the assignment is simply to read the instructions on Google Doc, complete all the work in the Google Doc, submit to Schoology by 8 a.m. on Thursday, April 9th. So if you have time today, I know with all of those codes of conduct and things like that, you might not have the time today, but it's a good idea to just glance at the assignment and take a look and see what it is that you need to do. Tomorrow, you're going to choose one of the nature myths to read. You can read Phaethon, Orpheus, or Eros and Psyche, and then highlight your choice in the Google Doc. Wednesday, complete section 1. Thursday, complete section 2. Friday, complete section 3. Okay, and I'm going to actually pull up that document for you so you can see it. And I want this one open also. Okay, so here's the Greek mythology assignment. And it tells you what to do. So choose one of the following 3 to read, highlight in yellow. These are the 3 stories. These are the 3 sections of work, and you're just going to do this right in Schoology. So here are the stories that you get to choose from. So what I did was there's the story file, and you can go through and you can read each of these. And I do have a videos in the folder. So let's say you choose to read Phaethon. You can follow along in the story file. You can follow along in the story file, and also in the folder there is a read aloud. So I'm reading the stories to you. So you have the words and you have the audio as you choose one of these 3 stories. The next assignment is the goat writing. And here is an instructional video. I'm not going to show this to you, but it goes through all of the steps in the assignment. So for the assignment, you are watching the instructional video to help you understand. Tuesday, I want you to read the assignment. So tomorrow, all you got to do is read through the assignment. And on the video, that's from the beginning to 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. On Wednesday, you're going to complete the biography chart, and I explain and model how to do that in the video. Thursday, completing the accomplishments, and this is where on the video you'll find those instructions. And on Friday, this is where you'll find those instructions on the video. So it looks like this, okay? And by the way, if you didn't know, GOAT means greatest of all time. So all I'm asking you to do for tomorrow is read through this stuff and then start picking a person. This is Wednesday's work, this is Thursday's work, and this is Friday's work. So as you can see, what I've done here is I've tried to lay this out for you in a way that it's no more than 30 minutes of work each day, okay? With Friday's exit slip, and again, that will be in Flipgrid, that might go a little bit more than 30 minutes, but also if you look in the extended learning folder, you can see what your due dates are in your feed right over here, okay? So again, I have my office hours from 11 to 1 today. Please go into the Google Meet. Please come and chat with me, ask any questions that you have. And when I put this video in, I will do the same thing as I did with this writing assignment, in that I will put the times for each of these sections as a table of contents for you as you're watching this video. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm looking forward to working with you during our office hours.